best thing you can do for the older horses. Keep rolling.
Yeah,
You know?
for sure.
As soon as they lose all their muscling, things go south.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't think they like it.
I'm sure.
I always feel like the upper level horses that I've worked with in the past, like even when I worked for Stefan, like if they retired them and they just turned them out in the field, within a year, they would die.
Oh, wow.
Like from colic, from founder, something.
Yeah.
But if you gave them somewhat of a job and you keep interacting, I think because they've had that their whole lives, and then all of a sudden you just are done and they just kind of waste away, I feel like.
Yeah, I can
They
imagine.
really are so used to the interactions.
Yeah. And yeah, like you said, from having a job to just
Yeah,
sitting around doing
exactly.
nothing.
Yeah, you might be a boy.
And take your time, don't feel like you need to rush. You're my last one anyway, so.
Okay, awesome.
Emma, you come with me?
What is she?
She's a Frisian sport horse.
Is she?
Yeah.
What's the other side of the Frisian?
So
It's
great.
hodgepodge.
Is
Like,
it?
There's some thoroughbred, there's some, I think, some Belgian.
Oh, wow.
Kind of a lot of random
She
stuff.
got her spots from something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we both came up with a trainer who was very like heavy-handed and micromanaging,
Oh, dear.
and Sophie does not like to be ridden that way.
That's very much anything that is a little bit of a heavier breed, like a Frisian or a draft or anything.
Yeah.
The stronger you are, the more they hate it.
Yeah. So we worked really hard on light and still.
Awesome.
She was very, very heavy on her forehand and the bridle, but she lightened up a lot. We are working towards hopefully showing first level next year.
Okay.
This is really our first year showing. We've done training 2 all summer, and then tomorrow we're doing our first training 3.
Perfect.
So we'll see how that goes.
Great.
But yeah, we're working on her being more prompt to my leg,
Okay.
and then just always strengthening that hind end.
Right.
And specifically right now, canter to drop transitions.
Okay.
Not just falling out, but
Okay.
pulling herself.
Yeah,
into it.
pulling herself up.
But yeah, that's kind of.
Okay. What I'll do, and like I said, take all the time you need, is what I'll do is I'll just kind of watch you do your normal warm up
Okay.
and just see what you know, how everything is going, and then I'll chime in.
Awesome.
But just do what you normally would do. How long have you had her?
I've owned her for 4 years.
Okay.
But she was at the barn that I worked at through high school and college, so I've known her and been riding her for probably 10 years at
Aw.
this point.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
I love that.
She kind of fell into my lap when I graduated and was getting ready to move, and it's been a lot of fun to develop
Aw.
our partnership.
That's so cool. She has a lovely soft eye.
Yeah. She's good. I'm able to take her places, and she gets off the trailer. She's like, all right,
Yeah.
what are we doing today?
She's like totally relaxed. That's a good breath. So be really cognizant when you're leg yielding that direction, that as you squeeze with your inside leg, you're not sort of collapsing off to the right. So just kind of keep thinking, do I have the equal amount on my right seat bone as I do my left? Good, better. Good. She's like, I gotta fly. I like the connection, and I love how straight she is. She's got a really nice overstride, marching nicely through her back. She said, I'm very irritated with these flies. Good. Very nice crossover. Good. Yeah, good crossover. If you feel like she gets a little stuck here and there, I would honestly take a couple strides straight and refresh the walk and then go sideways again. Because you have to remember the leg yield is a forward sideways movement, and it's hard for her to release in her low back and step across through if she's holding tension and she's stuck a little bit in that low back piece. So now big walk straight, 2 strides. Good, and then sideways again. Good. That's better. Yeah. Because otherwise she gets kind of blocked in her spine, and then she takes kind of smaller, shorter, stabbier steps behind, which is why you kind of feel like in that moment you have to really push her. But I think you have to just release the pressure for a minute, wait till she's swinging, and then go sideways again. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
good. Good. Yeah, super. And I think I would do the same thing with the trot. It's like you want her to open and close those long back muscles in her spine a little bit. So like ride really soft. I don't want you to chase her, but ride very soft variations of tempo, I think, in the first trot, just to help her really get loosened up in that back and that especially in that low back piece where those hind legs, to kind of not override them, but kind of make a place for those hind legs to come just a little bit more under herself as you send her forward. But again, not quicker, not faster, not chasing her. Just think like covering more ground like that for a few strides, where you're just saying, okay, now just reach just a little bit further with your shoulder and a little bit more under yourself with your hind feet. Good. Really good. Yeah. Very good. Good. Yeah, so I think I would think she's quite balanced. She's not a horse that looks like she wants to be on the forehand all the time. And like you said, she was ridden a little bit heavy. Does not, you fix that. She looks soft and a really nice amount of self-carriage. For me, I would just say this first warm-up 10 minutes is about gymnasticizing the hind leg in the back. So not being afraid to ride those longer strides and then bringing her back and then asking for a little bit of that same feeling that you did in your walk warm-up, which is, can I introduce a tiny bit of leg yield already, but not like turn on the quarter line, get to the rail. Just like, hey, could I leg yield her away from the rail a couple steps? Could I leg yield back to the rail a couple steps? And again, all speaking to the low back and just letting her start to get squishier and softer and more supple through that low back piece. Good. Yeah. Because do you feel like when you ask her to be a little bit more sideways, then she kind of still gets a little tighter and freezes up? And, you know, to be fair to her, part of it is probably just her age a little, you know, like we all get tighter. I know I do. Yeah. You know, we all get tighter and stiffer. It takes me longer to get rolling in the morning. So it's just like getting her to just do her yoga a little bit, even in this very, and it's not that I want it like you would ride it in a test, you know. I don't want this perfect leg yield and perfect shoulder fore and, you know, this perfect trot lengthening. All you're doing is getting her to breathe through her spine and just release those pieces sooner rather than later. Good. Hey, super. Yeah. Good for you. Yeah. And then as soon as you feel her kind of get stuck in, like you did in the walk leg yield, then abandon the sideways for a minute, refresh the swing of the trot, and then reintroduce it. Good. Yeah, really nice. Good. Very good. Yeah. That's fine. That's that same piece that maybe is just a little bit tight. Good. Good. That was quite balanced. Yeah, very nice. Good. think about making sure that your right seat bone is back and down, like, because she wants to tip in a little bit this direction. We tend to think about turning our torso to the outside and almost pushing him back to the left. I want you to think about opening your right shoulder behind your ear and making sure that your right hip is open and back and in her, that you can think leg yield her over to the left when she starts to tip in. Yeah, beautiful. So now don't let your right shoulder get ahead of your ear, because that pulls your right seat bone up and off. Yeah. Think right shoulder behind your ear, tuck your right elbow in, think about connecting with your right seat bone, and that was good. And leg yielding that right hind over to your left leg. Very good. Yeah, and the trot's already getting more elastic.
It was not videoing her, so I'm trying to fix it.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
You got it?
It was videoing the wall.
Oh dear. It was evidently it was videoing the wall, but she fixed it.
Thank you.
Good. So same thing this way. Think that first stride of canter. I almost want you to imagine you were dropping your inside shoulder back and down, and you're going to step in that left stirrup and leg yield that left rib cage to your right rein in the moment of your canter transition. Good. Yeah, and same thing here. Without pushing your inside hand over her neck, can you have her yield to the outside? Good. Yeah, very good. Yeah, and then just quiet trot there. Let her rebalance. Good. Good. Super. Doesn't matter. Just quiet it. Nice. Yeah, and then again, feel like without, yes, exactly. And then I always say, it's so tempting to take our inside rein and push it over their neck, but that pulls your shoulder forward and takes your inside seat bone off because you do this.
Yes.
You want to think about bringing that inside hand back towards your belt. She said, I gotta go high. She's like, ew, I really had to go. Good. So think the neck is lava. In other words, don't you do that to make her go out. You bring your left hand back over your thigh towards your waist so your inside shoulder can come back and your inside seat bone connects. Yeah, good. Oops, that's okay. She's like, I don't want to step on the poop. Good, really nice. Really, really nice. She said that was hard.
The right has always been her hardest way, and then this year, the left in the canter has been more challenging.
It's switched.
So we've been adjusting, yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty common that they flip-flop. And it's almost always right for like the longest time, and like they say, it's because we do everything on the left. We lead them from the left, so we turn them more from the left. We get on from the left. And so they always want to fall out right. Push out through the right shoulder. But a lot of times you'll work on it and you'll get the flip-flop. So what I see is you've done a really good job of teaching her self-carriage and balance. She's not on the forehand. Mm-hmm. She pulls her chest up, her thoracic slings up. She has a very good natural rhythm. In the canter, she can be a little bit, especially your first canter, she can be a little bit shuffly in the beginning. Very common to Frisian and draft crosses. The canter is always a little bit the weaker gait. But the more you went, the clearer it became, the more 3-beat it became, the more balanced it became as far as activity and keeping herself balanced up the hill. The only things that I would continue to work on is that feeling that you're constantly according her back, you know? That you're getting her to open it a little bit more, and then as you bring her back and send her a little sideways, that she's not stiffening in that low back piece and bracing, and then you lose the honest kind of suppleness through her spine in that moment. So in that moment that you feel her kind of get a little jammed up in her low back is the moment that you refresh the trot or refresh the canter. Again, not chasing her, not running her off her feet, just feeling like you can cover more ground, you know, cover more a stride length, and that she releases that whole spine piece again, and lets you put your leg on her and continue with that big, loose, supple trot feeling, even when it gets a little harder in the lateral work. So I don't know her very well. Did you want to do your canter work first because it's a little bit harder for her?
Yeah.
And then finish with trot so that we do the harder stuff while she's fresher?
Yeah.
Does that sound okay? Okay. So I think, and I will, is it not working again?
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
Thank you so much.
So halt for a second. So I'm going to have you take your right hand and put it under your butt cheek and find your seat bone. Okay? So now what I want you to do is, so when I say don't push your hand across the neck, so when you do that, you feel how it lifts your inside seat bone off in that moment. When you bring your shoulder forward and you rotate your torso this way. But when you bring your shoulder back and drop it down, then you're really engaging on the inside seat bone, which is what we want, right? We don't want to turn them by shopping carting their neck across this way, right?
Yeah.
So just nag on yourself. When you go to bend inside rein, don't let yourself do that.
Gotcha.
Pop the elbow out and rotate your hand over her neck to push her back over or to bend her left. You want to think, open your torso, open your hips, weight your inside seat bone, and bend her from this piece in your shoulder blade and your tricep and your bicep.
Gotcha.
So that you're not doing that. And the other thing is when you pop your elbow out, you inherently close your pelvis and your hips, which can block the hind leg from being able to go this way.
Okay.
So if you think turning her like this with your chest open and like, you know, you're turning her with your torso, you're also really opening your seat bones and your pelvis so that she can just motor through with the hind legs still.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So let's see. You're doing training 3 tomorrow. 3, you pick up the canter in the corner, right? And then, wait, how does it go? Walk, trot.
Yeah, she's picking up between in the corner, and then you go 20-meter circle in the middle,
Right.
around,
And then around. And then on your second one, you have to canter all the way around to your diagonal, right?
So the first one to the left is around the diagonal. The second one to the right is just the 20-meter circle around to C.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So first let's work on just coming on a couple big 20-meter circles both directions where you really practice that idea of when she starts to tip in either direction and you're tempted to take your inside hand over the neck to push her back out, instead you think, I'm going to leg yield her out by turning my torso towards the center line and bringing my hand back instead of over and across. And I would actually even think that a little bit in your trot to canter transition, where you're almost feeling like you're leg yielding her in the moment of the transition. So she really has to pick up her inside rib cage and step through with the inside hind. And then you're already in kind of this circle shape, in that shape that you want. Yeah, so think inside shoulder back and down, whip over your thigh. When you bend her left, I want that left hip bone to open, and your right hip bone can come towards your inside hand. Yeah, it's almost like you want to post your outside hip to your inside rein. Good. And then you want to feel like if you put your left leg on for that, there, that she gets really soft and she steps under with that inside hind. And she's shaping herself around your bending line. Good. So I always tell my students, like, if I was to cut your inside rein off right there, or your inside rein was to break, could you still leg yield? Good. Really pretty there. And then in your canter transition, you're going to think left hand back towards your belt, left shoulder behind your ear, almost leg yield. Beautiful. Yeah, and then same thing here. When you feel like she's starting to lean like a bicycle in, inside shoulder behind you, put your left knee, thigh, calf on, and then go a little opening right rein sometimes. Like what I do is I'll take that outside rein a little bit wide and say, okay, now go to that outside rein. Like, I almost want to be like, hey, I'm making a place for you over here. Go fill that spot up. Good, Julia. Super. So you want to look down at her withers and see that right muscle pop by your outside hand there. Very good. Yeah, better. And I know that feels wonky, but because you're used to being here, like thinking about pushing her out instead of bending her out. So it's going to feel a little weird. Good. Stepping in that left stirrup. Good. Now can you drop your left shoulder down, open your right rein, and make her fill out her right shoulder blade? Yeah, good. That's okay. Pet her for that. That was a good try. Yeah, good for you. Yeah, and then the trot looks so soft and pretty and swingy afterwards. And by the way, walk when you think she needs to walk. Don't wait for me to tell you. Okay. Because you know her better. Good. And now can you put your right calf, your right hip, your right knee, your left hip, your left thigh, and leg yield that left rib cage over to your right elbow. Yes, ma'am. Pet her for that. Super. Really good. Good. Really nice. Ah, very good. Super there. Just keep reminding yourself. Don't you narrow your hands. A good rule of thumb is your hands should be about the width of your hips. And if your hands get too narrow, it rounds your shoulders again and closes your pelvis. But if your hands are the width of your hips, you're really kind of lining yourself up on either side and giving her space to bring those hind legs through again. Good. Yeah, a little squishy right rein, like you're squeezing the water out of the sponge. And then your right shoulder back and down. You almost want the feeling you're leg yielding that right girth channel over to your outside elbow. Yeah, good. Let's do that one again. Part of it, I think, is she looked a little bit out the window. So think even a little bit more. Your right tricep, bicep, shoulder blade, stepping into that right heel. Almost the idea that your leg yielding her haunches slightly to the outside of the 20-meter circle. So almost a feel of her haunches going out in that transition. That leg yield feel again. Yes, good for you. Good. And then same thing. You're going to want to push your right hand over her neck. Instead, go opening left rein, half out your left elbow, and then supple her right jaw. There. Yeah. Good. It doesn't matter if she trots. I don't mind. Good. Yeah. Opening left rein, right shoulder down. When you bend her right, does she put weight in your outside rein? Yeah. Yeah, good. Good. Super with your upper body. Yeah. Good for you. Well done. Yeah, pet her for that. That was lovely. Downward transition 2. She stayed quite up in her chest and her shoulders. She didn't pull herself down into her front feet. She carried herself lovely. Very good. Says, that's hard work. She said, my little nostrils are flaring a little. Oh, look, it's all about spots. It's got all the spots in here.
I said, what the friend?
Oh.
That's really good. I can really feel her.
Yeah. And I mean, it's the stupidest, like, trite, most overused thing, inside leg to outside rein. But we genuinely kind of lose it along the way. Like, when you supple them, and it doesn't even need to be, like, especially a super strong inside rein, but, like, you have to feel that you can drop your inside seat bone in and put your inside leg on and genuinely feel at least like a quarter to a third of a heavier outside rein in that moment, right? That they're honestly picking up their inside and moving it out to be, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't want them running through the left shoulder, but when they want to tip in a little, you want them to kind of push into that outside. So that's why a lot of times I'll do the opening outside rein, and it's almost a test, right? If I put my hand over here and I bend to the inside and I send them sideways, are they genuinely going to that outside rein? So maybe what we'll do is, once she's had a break, we'll do a little bit of trot work. Let's see, the trot work is just your loop, right?
Yeah.
It's the loop to X, and then
the stretchy 20 meter.
the stretchy, yeah. So why don't we do that? We'll just run through the loop really quickly, and then do a stretchy chewy. And then, if you feel like it, we can run through the whole task.
Okay, yeah, we'll see what she
Yeah, and we'll see what she has left in the tank. Yeah, now it's doing the wall.
Oh my god. I probably dropped it one too many times. And no little motors inside.
It's very confused again. It did work for a bit. Good. She's got a really good free walk. I love the reach in her neck. She's got a nice overstride.
She can get lateral in the walk.
Yeah, today, not at all.
Oh, good.
So you're doing good.
Good.
It's that same elasticity piece, right? When they get lateral, because they stop taking the hind leg all the way through the back and they kind of block themselves at the low back, and then it gets pacey. Good. Even there, thinking about, yeah, good, with your inside shoulder, not letting yourself pop your elbow out, and then push your hand over the withers. Good. Good. That walk's very clean. And you can play with that opening and closing of our spine in the walk too, right? Like, can I ride little variations of forward walk and then working walk, you know?
Yeah.
And when you feel her get kind of stuck in the collector to the working walk, then you ask for those longer strides, hands the width of your hips again, pushing that hind leg through the saddle. Good for you. Good. Good. Yeah. That's quite a clean, active walk. Yeah. And then big walk again. And you close your leg. Good. Yes. Very nice. Good. Super. Good. So feel first that you can ride that little bit of a forward ground covering trot. Then you can bring her back, that you have that feeling of push behind. Think about your left shoulder there. Riding with the tricep bicep when you take that inside rein so that your inside seat bone goes on. Yeah, like that, Julia. Good. Yeah, super. Feeling that she's elastic within the trot through her back. Good, good, good. That's okay. Yeah. So big trot again for a minute, just refresh it. There you go. And then remind yourself about your elbow, shoulder. And then go ahead and ride a little version of the, you don't have to go all the way to X, but yeah. Good. Good. Yeah, fine. Hard to do in here. Good. Yeah, very good. And then feel like if you close your calf, you feel that power of the hind leg trot through her low back right behind your saddle pad. There you go. Super with the softness. Good. And then let's change rein. Good. Shoulders down. Help her find her rhythm again. Squeezing lower leg. Wide in your hands, wide in your hips, right shoulder's good there. If she feels like she gets a little shuffly or a little heavy, soften your reins. Ride a half halt by pulling your belly button up to your chest, and then A little bit of an outside rein squeeze. Good. Like that. Good. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah, good. Super. Really good. Yeah. And then you want to do, let's see, the stretchy chewy, is it on the left or the right brain? I can't remember. Yeah, so let's do the stretchy chewy. Now, still thinking about your right shoulder because you're not going to have that much contact. Yeah, good. So can you shape her body around your right hip with your right hand to the inside? Yeah, good. Good, lovely. She does that quite well. Good. All right. You want to give her another quick walk break and then we'll run through it? Or you want to go ahead and do it? Up to you.
I think we'll end it there.
Okay. I'm good with that. She's kind of running out of steam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to, she had a long ride on the train.
Yeah.
This was good, so I want to take that.
Okay. I'm good with it. I think we touched on most everything.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with it. And like the position thing, don't feel like you have to do that tomorrow because you're going to be busy thinking about her and the test. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more for something for you to work on your own or at home, you know.
Perfect. Yeah.
When I started riding with somebody later in my life, in my career, who introduced me to biomechanics and seat. And I was always a little bit afraid of biomechanics because there's some people who I think are cray-cray about it. Like the Mary Wanless hardcore people. It's like they don't even ride their horse anymore. They're just so paranoid about their body.
Yeah.
But she has a really good both feel, and it makes such a huge difference for me in so many areas, you know? Like, I quickly realized how much influence we have with how we sit.
For sure.
You know? And things like I always struggled with my trot lengthenings, like always, my whole career. They would get quick and tight no matter what. And she said to me, like the fourth lesson that she gave me, she said to me, well, and so by nature, I walk like this, like I think from years of riding. Like I really rotate my pelvis in and clamp my knees together. And then I would narrow my hands. And she's like, you're completely shutting them off in front. She goes, open your pelvis, widen your hands to the width of your pelvis, and relax your leg. And bam, I got trot lengthenings. I was like, damn it, why am I finding this out when I'm in my 40s?
Yeah.
You know? But it really, it just showed me how much we can screw them up or make them better.
Absolutely.
Depending on how we sit, which makes perfect sense, you know, if we're really crooked and shoving them places that they can't compensate for.
Yeah.
It makes complete and utter sense.
Yeah, my trainer has been great and helped me, again, from where we came from.
Right.
I was very, tense and heavy and squeezing all the time.
Right.
So it really helped me, loosen up. And
Breathe.
Yeah. Okay, now close your thigh, open your thigh.
Right.
It's been great.
That's awesome.
So well, it's great. Awesome. Good girl.
Where do you live, Julia?
I live in Minot in North Dakota.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And my trainer, I do virtual lessons with a gal who lives in Bozeman and in Aiken.
Oh,
South
cool.
Carolina.
Yeah. That's a nice combo.
Yeah. I go out every spring to Aiken and spend a week with her. And
Oh, fun. Yeah.
yeah, that's been great.
Aiken's lovely. It's maybe a tiny bit too cold for me.
Yeah.
I'm so wimpy about cold.
We got snow this past winter, and
I
my
know,
trainer was
yeah.
like, this is why I left Montana.
Yeah.
What's happening?
But right now when Florida's sitting in the oven, I'm always
Yeah.
looking at Aiken.
Looks pretty good.
It's pretty damn bad. A lot better than Florida
Yeah.
right now.
I think it's pretty cold.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Negative 30 too. Do you know if we have 2 minutes left?
We're not doing it because we're gonna do it tomorrow night.
Okay.
Because I've been up since 2:30.
Oh, fair enough.
She booked me on a 7 a.m. flight, and Ocala is 2 hours away from the airport,
Oh, no.
and I had to be there an hour and 45 minutes early. So I woke up at 2:30. She's like, "Oh, we're gonna go to dinner." I'm like, "Are we?" She's like, "You wanna go tomorrow night?" That'd be good. Okie dokie. All right. Well, that was lovely.
Thank
I
you
think
so
you
much.
probably only got part of it.
But I got all your instruction, which
You did hear
is
me
what I
yelling.
need, so.
Yes. There is that.